It's gone.
Okay.
You can just, yeah. It was just, I would be like pushing my stuff from Dream Hall over here to Black Plain. Just like.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Ralph. I'm the spear bearer. This bicycle you see right here, I've been riding it around the United States for the last almost 8 months. I'm an actor and a street performer from New York, and I do one-man. So I'm an actor and I do one-man street Shakespeare. So I do little short 5-minute scenes from Shakespeare plays, and I play all the characters by myself. And I've been doing this all over the country, and I want to do a little short 5-minute show for you guys right now, if you want. So, if you want to see the show, what you got to do is come into the shade and get as close as you can. Just come into the shade. Good, you're real brave. Come into the shade, get as close as you can.
Breathe. Breathe.
This way. Yes, come close. Take a seat. Yeah, take a seat. Come on.
I'll be there 1 second.
I rode on a bicycle for 8 months. I'm asking you to come and sit next to me. That's all you have to do. You're free. You don't have to do anything else. Come and come on. Sit with the kids. Sit with the kids. If you want, yeah. You guys want to see Romeo and Juliet? So, and all the people that want to come but didn't come because their friends didn't, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should come right now. You should just say, hey, forget y'all, I'm coming. If you want to. Oh well. Alright, thank you guys for coming. Take a seat if you want. So, these kids want to see some Romeo and Juliet. Alright, so do you guys, how much do you guys know about the Romeo and Juliet story? Zero. Good. How much do you guys know? You know all of it. How about you? Grandma? Okay. So in this part of the story, so Romeo and Juliet are like 14, 15 years old, right? And they live in this town called Verona. And their families in this town, and the two rich families in town, and their families hate each other, and they've always hated each other, right? They've hated each other for so long they don't remember why, right? And meanwhile, Romeo and Juliet, they meet each other at a party and they fall in love and they decide that they want to get married. So they go and run off and get married in secret. Meanwhile, Juliet has a cousin named Tybalt, and Tybalt is this kind of guy who's always ready to fight, right? And he hates Romeo's family more than anybody else. So he sees Romeo's best friend Mercutio on the street, and he runs up to him and they get into a fight, and Tybalt kills Mercutio. And Romeo finds out about this, and he goes out and he fights, and he's so upset, he goes out and he finds Tybalt, and they get into a fight, and he kills Tybalt. So now, in like 2 days after he married Juliet, he's already killed her cousin. So the prince of the town comes out on the street, and he's like, I told you guys I don't want any more fighting in my streets. Okay, Romeo's a good kid, I'm not going to cut his head off like I should, but he's got 24 hours, he's got 1 day to leave this town, or that's it. So Friar Lawrence, who's the priest that married Romeo and Juliet, it's his job to come back to where Romeo is staying, is hiding at his house, and tell Romeo, you don't live here anymore. So that's what's happening in this scene you're about to see. You guys with me? You understand? Okay. So, I just need you to do one more thing for me. I'm going to give you a signal, and you'll know the signal when you get it. When you get the signal, you count down from 10 as loud as you can, and then I'll take it from there. I'll do all the rest. You guys got it? You know what to do? All right, here we go. Put this right in front of you. It's not too late. You have 10 seconds to get in the audience if you want. One-man street Shakespeare begins in
10, 9,
louder!
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Romeo and Juliet. Act 3, Scene 3, evening. Friar Lawrence's chamber. Romeo, Friar Lawrence, the nurse. Romeo has just been banished from Verona. Let me despair with thee of thy estate. Thou canst not speak of that you dost not feel. Wert thou as young as Juliet, my love, an hour but married, Tybalt murdered, doting like me, and like me banished, then mightest thou speak. Then mightest thou tear thy hair and fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave. A knock at the door. Arise, Romeo, one knocks that will be taken, not I. Unless the breath of heart-sick groans, mist-like, enfold me from the search of eyes. Hark how they knock. Who's there? Romeo, run to my study, stay a while, by and by, God's will. Who knocks so hard? Whence come you? What simpleness is this? What's your will? Let me come in, and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet. Oh, welcome then. Oh, friar, tell me, holy friar, where's my lady's lord? Where's Romeo? He's here on the ground with his own tears made drunk. Oh, he's even in my mistress' case, just in her case. Even so lies she, weeping and blubbering and weeping. Stand up! Stand up! Stand and you be a man! For Juliet's sake, further rise and stand. Why should you fall into so deep an O? Nurse! Ah, sir, that's the end of all. Speakest thou, Juliet? How is it with her? Does she not think me an old murderer and have stained the childhood of our joy with blood removed but little from our own? Where is she? And how doth she? And what says my concealed lady to our concealed love? Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps and now falls on her bed, and then starts up, and on Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then down falls again. As if that name shot from the dead lover of a gun did murder her, as it name's cursed hand murderer kinsman. Tell me, friar, tell me, on what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lie? Tell me that I may sack the hateful mansion. Hold your desperate hand. Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art, thy tears are womanish. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast, an unseemly woman and a seeming man, an ill-seeming beast and seeming both. Thou hast amazed me by my holy order. I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself and slay thy lady that in thy life lies by doing death? Hate upon thyself. Why railest thou from thy birth to heaven and earth, when birth and heaven and earth all three do meet and need at once, which thou at once would loose? Fie, thou shamest thy shape, thy love, thy wit, which like a usurer bouncing on, usest none in that true use indeed, which should bedeck thy shape, thy love, thy wit. Thy noble shape is but form of wax, digressing from the valor of a man. Thy dear love sworn, but hollow perjury, killing that love which I was vowed to cherish. Thy wit, that ornament to shape and love, misshapen in the conduct of them both, has set fire with thine own defense, and thou dismembered with thine own ignorance. What roused thee, man? Thy Juliet is alive. For whose dear sake thou wast but lately dead, there art thou happy. The law that threatened death became thy friend and turned into exile, there art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt, there art thou happy. A pack of blessing lights upon thy back, happiness courts thee in her best array, but like a misbehaved and sullen wench, thou pout'st upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such die miserable. Go get thee to thy love, ascend her chamber hence, and comfort her. With look thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live, till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of thy prince, and call thee back with 20,000 times more joy than thou once forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse. Commend me to thy lady, and bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming. That's it.